All right. Well, there it is. Sturdy was here, but he's going off to his show. But I'm here to talk about Let Me Micksplain. Is wokeism bad for movies? Hollywood will be on the lookout forever. So this is one that I chose because I've really been thinking about this, been kind of doing my research on it and things like that. And really what's been annoying me lately is like wokeism is very alive. Being woke, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being socially aware and socially conscious of the stereotypes that people go through and the things that people have to suffer through all the time, based on their gender, based on their race, based on so many things, disabilities, the whole nine. And it's sad and it's sickening. I don't think I'm the only one when it comes down to it that's really thinks this, right? But for me, we're seeing it more and more intrude upon stories. And here's where my problem with it is. I don't mind a woke story. I have arguments with people all the time who are like, everything's too woke, everything's too woke. Well, no, I don't mind woke. I don't everything being woke. I do mind when woke ruins a story. And that can happen. When you are pandering, when that wokeism turns into pandering, you can ruin a good story. Now, my feelings on this are like when I watch this and, when I watch movies or TV shows and things like that, like I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I have the TARDIS tattooed on me. I'm a big Star Trek fan. We have a show where we rewatch everything and talk about it. So, like, I'm invested. Now, those are two shows deep rooted in future and sci-fi that are immensely woke by today's standards and have been for so many years. Doctor Who's been fighting a good fight since the 60s, and really so has Star Trek. That's well over 50 years, almost 60 years coming up, where we get a woke type of environment. These characters that are ready to go. But perfect example is when woke invades and you try to like push too much of this awakening within a story, and it ruins characters, ruins story, ruins through lines, ruins everything. And we saw that in Doctor Who. We saw that when Jodie Whittaker's doctor took over, who she was fine. It had nothing to do with her. She was not a problem. She was a fantastic doctor. And that works, and that change worked. It was poor writing, though. It was poor writing, trying to push messages, trying to push agendas, trying to say with everything that's going on in the world, this is our voice, this is where we stand. I'm all for that. But when you sacrifice a story and you are talking down to your audience for it, then you're not getting your message across and you're destroying everything. There's very smart ways to deal with these social issues in story without sacrificing the story. But that's not happening these days. And that's what's really starting to piss me off is every story that I see, TV show, movie, when it's like trying to push in a message or this woke message, or as they call it. And really it's getting lost and it's turning into something of a Christmas Carol sort of vibe. I've seen so many versions of the Christmas Carol where somebody's learning how to be woke and nobody's teaching us why should we be woke over that. When are we finally going to get the stories that are like, well, when you say these racial stereotypical things, this is what it does. Spell it out for us. Or like with the Barbie movie, like a lot of people are freaking out, and I've talked about that in the past. It's a movie. Stop. And it's okay to have a message in a movie that you don't agree with. If you don't agree with it, though, that's a problem. We got to figure it out. But, not everything you're going to agree with, and I get that. But when it comes down to sacrificing the story to say this, like, you need to be like this. If you're a man, you need to think about this. If you're a woman, you need to think about this. If you are a person of color, you need to think about things this way. But in reality, you're not teaching anything. You're just literally regurgitating. If you're like this, you're evil and there is no waking up for you. So we're just going to abandon you and let you go. And that's never what movies should do. Movies should never feel like you're abandoning somebody. Somebody should be able to watch a movie, even if they don't agree with the message, and either enjoy it or hate it based on the merit of the movie. That's not how we do things today. It's high octane. For a long time, movies, when they're, critics would step in and they start talking, movies wouldn't be like that. Movies were there for the sake of being there just to entertain. And yeah, they had messages. Yeah, they had things in there, but they didn't hit you over the head with it. They let you figure it out for yourself. And I think that awakened a lot more people than in your face saying you're wrong if you don't feel this way. Because automatically, if you tell somebody no, they're going to push back wanting a yes. So don't tell them they're wrong. Don't tell them they're this, that, and the other thing. Just say, hey, we got some things maybe you didn't know. Let's check it out. Let's see why. And shows from a different point of view. Be smart. But we're not getting that type of writing right now. And now I respect the writers and what they're going through and everything that's happening. And this is not a defense of like the studios, but we're not getting what we need to get, and we're not getting satisfying entertainment. And that's what bothers me. It's okay to be woke. It's perfectly fine. In fact, I endorse it, and I think it should exist. Movies should push boundaries. Movies should make you think. Same goes for television, books, and every other type of art form. This stuff should make you think. This stuff should make you look around and be like, you know what? Things aren't the way I want them to be. You should not be a mindless zombie after you're done watching something that you enjoy that's entertaining. You should walk away from it with a feeling of like, I completed that and I learned something new, or I did something. Or if I didn't like that, I didn't like it because I didn't agree with it, but I'm okay with the right to say it. So being woke is perfectly okay. Having woke in your movies and woke themes and things like that to try and wake people up to societal things that are happening today that they may not be aware of. But dumb writing is not okay, and you need to wake up. And you need to start telling the story, and you need to start being better about it. Because I'm telling you, the stuff that's coming out now, I'm getting real tired of seeing Ebenezer Scrooge have to go through his shit again until he wakes up and he's finally woke. No. Woke is ruining Hollywood because Hollywood doesn't know how to make woke. Perfect example is the Jonah Hill movie. I think it was called You People, that came out with Eddie Murphy. It was so woke. It was so in your face. Like, if you don't agree with me, you're a part of the problem. But it taught nothing. It was the entirety of that movie is paper thin. You could jump through it. That's how bad it is. I'm not saying the themes or the messages they have weren't right, but they were not told right and they were not written properly. Somebody wanted to be in your face about it, and stop being in your face and start worrying about being entertaining while adding these things in, because I'm telling you, smart people are going to pick up the right way. The people who aren't going to be woke by the time you finish telling them a message, they're still not going to be woke. Don't worry about them. But tell a good story, be entertaining, and show people through good storytelling what we should be thinking. How should we be doing things in today's world, and being a matter of kindness, caring, empathy, compassion, the whole nine. If you do that, maybe you might win this fight. I don't know. That's just me. I'm explaining it to you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We do this weekly. You can check it out as a clip on our YouTube channel, but thanks for listening to the podcast or watching the podcast and seeing it here. I truly appreciate it. But let's go on to our last segment of the night.